Welcome back to Projects with Matt. In this video, we're going to be installing the Overland equipped Tacoma fuse block bracket. This bracket is an aluminum bracket, super easy to install. Stick around for the full install and a review, and we'll get into it. Just saw the unboxing, super quick. Here's the bracket. I wanted to give you guys a nice close-up view of it. It's nice laser cut aluminum, super lightweight, built pretty strong. It's really nice that it has these slotted holes instead of, straight milled holes. That way, if there's any misalignment, you could still get it perfectly fine-tuned. The other end is just a little notch cut out. And when you look in the instruction manual, there's this one bolt you loosen up, slide this right in, and it should lock right in place. Overall, the build is, I would say, sturdy. It's made of high quality aluminum. The machining is really precise. Only qualm right out of the box is going to be the edges are a little sharp, so I would worry about wires running over them. So I'm probably going to take a file to it before I get the fuse block installed and just soften those edges just so that the vibrations don't wear through the wires over time. The other thing that came in the package is a nice little bolt kit. It looks like it has 2 stainless steel bolts, 2 lock washers and 2 flat washers. They're the perfect size to fit the onboard holes already in the hood of your truck. So let's get this installed, follow along, and we'll do a little walkthrough afterwards. So before we get to the install, just kind of want to run through the tools you're going to need for this, any accessories, and just kind of make sure you have everything ready before you get to the install. So obviously you're going to need your bolt package and the actual bracket that's going to go under the hood. In conjunction, you're going to need a socket with a 13mm head for these stainless steel bolts. And then you're going to need a 10mm wrench for the bolt that's down the side to hook up this angled bracket here. I also have my impact just in case I wanted to really crank down on them. Probably not going to use it. And I also have these 2 magnetic flashlights that I'm going to use under the hood to help give me the best light that I can. All right, so I'm going to do my best to get you guys the angle as well as loosen this bolt. Might not work because the camera is like right in the way. All right, so now that we have that bolt loosened, you can see in this video that we have the bolt nice and loose. We're going to take that slotted end of the Overland equipped bracket and slide it in behind that metal bracket that's already on your truck. All right, so once you have your bolt loosened, you can take the slotted end of the bracket and slide it behind that other metal piece that's already on the truck. And you're just gonna push it in, and it should push right down and slide right over. So now I'm sitting in a good spot, and I can flip the camera around and show you how it looks against the bolts. So this is where it lines up, and you can see these slots give you some room to play with to make sure it's aligned the best. All right, everyone, so now it's time to get the upper mounting bolts installed. We're just going to hand tighten these to start, and then we're going to tighten that lower bolt that we only took out halfway, and then we're going to tighten these down. Before we tighten them down, you really got to make sure that the bracket isn't rubbing up against any wires, especially these wires here near your brake housing in the master cylinder. You want to make sure none of the wires are resting up against it. You know, as I was installing it, I was trying to make sure that it wasn't resting on any of them or touching any of them. So right now we are good. As I said before, they sent a little bolt package. They clipped on the owner's business card. Thanks, John. Put a little thanks on it. This video is not sponsored by Overland Equipped. This is an awesome product. Wanted to make a review, wanted to make an install video, help everyone out. So we're gonna take these bolts out and get them set up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take out one bolt. Probably shouldn't do this over the truck because if I drop one of these, I'm gonna be screwed. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna do bolt, lock washer. If you don't know what a lock washer is, it's the one that's split. And then you're gonna take the flat washer. All right, and we're gonna come over here, move the bracket, and we're just gonna hand tighten it, you know, 3, 4, 5 turns, whatever. Just enough so it's being held in place. The bolt's not gonna fall out as we adjust it, get it centered, and then subsequently tighten down the lower bolt. If you guys like this video, please consider subscribing. It lets me know that you guys want me to keep making videos, that you guys like what I'm doing. I do this on the side. I have a full-time job. Just thought that making videos is fun, and you know, people sometimes like them, sometimes they don't. So let me know what you guys think. All right, so those 2 top bolts are tightened down. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna make sure again that it's not touching any wires. And I'm gonna actually slide this, I don't know if you guys can see from your angle, slide this all the way over so I have as much room to access the fuse panel. I wanna be able to fit my finger, I've got big fingers. So I'm actually gonna take it back a little bit, still can fit it in there. You know, I've got a good couple millimeters around these wires heading to the master cylinder. All around looks good. So next step is going to be taking that lower bolt and tightening it up. I don't know if I'm going to get you guys in here for that one because it is definitely a tight squeeze to get in there with the camera. All right, let's tighten that up. You don't want to over tighten this bolt. You don't want to over tighten any bolts ever, but just want to make sure it's nice and tight, but not too tight. It's really hard to see down there. All right. So that lower bolt is nice and tight. Doesn't wiggle at all. We're going to switch our socket from the 10 millimeter to the 13 millimeter for these upper bolts. I know I had in the beginning, you know, a standard wrench for that lower bolt, but a standard socket, not a deep well, and a wrench that has an articulation in it did just fine down that low section. Yeah, now we're going to tighten up these upper bolts. You want to tighten these so that the lock washer lays flat and go an extra quarter turn. So they're pretty much laying flat, wrong direction, and we're going to go a little bit more. Get that nice and snug, and nice and snug. Yeah, that's good. Nice and tight. All right, so that's a wrap for today's video. We just installed the Overland equipped fuse bracket for the 3rd gen Tacomas. I have a 2022 Tacoma. It fit perfectly. Install took maybe 10-15 minutes. If you're filming it, it takes longer. So, you know, if you like this video and like the videos that I have, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. It really helps me know that you guys want to see more of these videos. So please consider subscribing and liking. Let me know if you guys have this bracket, what you think of it, what could be better. Post it in the comments. Yeah. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.